is called auto lens. Okay, auto lens is magnifying just where the focus is. Okay, so the focus in this case is on the word they at the beginning of that line, because you can just see the cursor flashing. So it's magnifying the line, and what I can do is sit and read the line go by. So the line will go by scrolling across. I can speed that up, I can stop it, I can go back if I missed it something, I can go down to the next line, and so on. If I go to my desktop, what it's doing is it's just magnifying the icon. So it's changing size. So it always changes size to where the focus is. Okay, go back into my document. So I'm back in my document. There, I'm back on my line. I can read the line go by. Okay, last magnification mode. Okay, so we got split screen. So split screen. So this is working now. We find this very, very useful in primary and some secondary schools when a student has got a teaching assistant or somebody sat with them. So the teaching assistant can sit one side, the student can sit the other. Yeah. By the way, this does work on multiple monitors. I didn't mention that. So it'll work on multiple monitors, not just two monitors, multiple monitors. So you could have one monitor magnified, the other standard size, colors and that sort of thing. So here we've got magnification on the left. Wherever I go on what I call the real screen, the right hand side, it just follows on the left. If you don't like the magnification on the left, you can put it on the top. I've found this very useful in universities. University students tend to prefer this feature because they can see what they're writing at the top, and at the bottom they can make out the layout of their document. And we can put it on the right or the bottom should you prefer, and then we're back to full screen. So that's just cycled through the different magnification modes of the software. Another mode we can do is change color. Okay, simple keystroke changes the color and it inverts it. That's default. So whatever was black becomes white and vice versa there. Simple keystroke like that can make a world of difference for some people. If I go back into my control panel, okay, here we got magnifier on off. So if you're a mouse user, you can use that. Or if you're touchscreen, you can click on there. It's telling me what size magnification I got. I can make it bigger or smaller in there. The magnifier views I went through with a hotkey are all listed here. So it's a quick way of jumping into it. Color scheme. So there's the color scheme. Click on there, changes the color. I can come into enhancements. Okay, go on to color schemes. Come down here, we've got a few settings. Don't ask me to say these three words, but they're all to do with color blindness. If I go to other schemes, these are preset colors we've added. Okay, so rather than the invert, you could pick one of these colors. And we've done a couple of tints at the bottom for dyslexics as well. If there's nothing down there you like, you come into custom scheme, go back into enhancements and go down to configure. Click on dual tint. Now this is chosen black on yellow. So we've got black on yellow. You can come into the drop down lists here and you can choose a color. So you can create your own color settings. So I'll click on magenta. Everyone likes magenta. Okay. So you could have magenta on yellow. If you don't like that, come to the bottom of the list. You've got custom. In here, you've got the Windows palette, color rainbow. Yeah. So wherever I click in here, it's picking that color. I can click on add, it will add it. I can create my own color combination. All right. If you happen to know the person's RGB color codes, you can put them in manually, a bit quicker there. Let me close that down. So you can do 2, 3, or 4 color combinations here. Brilliant thing we can do in here is color replacement. If you've got somebody that doesn't like a certain color, okay, so I'm going to pick on black because there's black on the screen, black text. So I'll choose black from my drop down list. Okay, and we do like red. Okay, so I'm going to pick on red. So what was black now becomes red. Okay, and we haven't found anywhere that doesn't work. So websites, all that sort of thing, it works on those. Remember here that if I were to print this out now at that size, and that color setting on my screen, it will print out standard color, standard size. It's only affecting the screen. The best thing about this is you've got restore defaults if you get into difficulty with all your colors. Okay, so there's your mouse pointers, got lots of them in here. Okay, so you've got lots of different mouse pointers. I got use custom mouse pointer, so I'll turn that off. Okay, so the mouse now will actually get bigger with the magnification and smaller, rather than just sticking it 3 times. All right, so speech. So we've got the speaking version here. We can have voice on off by clicking on there. There is a hotkey. I can do the same. Put the cursor at the beginning of a document. Okay, so the cursor is there. All I'm going to do is press number pad plus.
Although many of us think of Worcestershire sauce as being very English, its origins are firmly entrenched in India. In 1835, an English lord, Lord Sandy, who hailed from the...
Okay, so I've got it to read back a few words there. I was actually reading it on the screen as it was coming up in the text. So it's reading it back, okay, and that was Daniel. I'm sure you've all heard Daniel's voice many times. But what the setting I've got here is it to announce some punctuation. So it didn't announce any punctuation in that third line where it says India, there's a full stop. In 1835, there's a comma. It didn't announce that, but it took natural pauses, so it sounded a bit better. If I put the voice on
Speech off.
And do the up arrow.
India dot, in 1835, comma, an English lord, comma, Lord Sandy, comma, who hailed.
So there it read the punctuation, because that's a setting I've got, one for where I'm typing and a different setting for read back. We can get this to speak in about 40 languages. Okay, it's not a translation package, but we can get it to speak for around about 40 different languages. Welsh is being one of them. I know you got Scottish. What's Scottish? Gaelic, or Celtic, or whatever it is up there. So you could have that because that is a language available. If you've got, how can I say this correctly? If you've got one of the more languages like Arabic or Russian that uses a different alphabet, I suppose, rather than the European languages, the SuperNova software will automatically switch language. So if my document had got one paragraph in English and the paragraph underneath it in Arabic, for instance, and I'd got Arabic installed on my device, it would automatically switch to that language. You don't have to do anything. With the European ones, you do have to manually switch, just something to be aware of. Voices, so you've got voices down here. It comes with 4 voices as standard. I've got a couple of extra ones. So it comes with Daniel, Kate, Oliver and Serena as standard, but some of you guys will have lots of voices on your device, on your laptops or PCs. It will work with those voices if you prefer those. And I've only got a couple of languages installed, but you can have lots of languages. Okay, so something I really wanted to show you was Connect and View. Okay, so Connect and View is a feature that's been added to SuperNova, and this is absolutely perfect for education. So Connect and View, because this is on a tablet proof, okay, there's my grubby finger moving the screen around. I can pinch, make it bigger or smaller, but we got Connect and View. Okay, so I'm going to load Connect and View. So Connect and View is now working. That's using the rear camera on my tablet. So I've put a pizza menu on my notice board behind, something to look at. It's getting towards that time, isn't it? And I've got that on the screen. But what I'm going to do, now Janine's seen this many times, I got a letter from Boris, okay, about staying at home. I found a use for it. So there's my letter about staying at home, good old Boris. So you can imagine that's a school book or a document or anything. And what I can do is put this underneath the device. I'm going to lift it up because my tablet is on a cradle. Okay, just make that fill the screen. And I'm going to hit a button. I'll show you all this. Put that back down. Okay, and good old defaults to that. Okay, so there you got color setting. So there's my document, okay, to prove it's not under there. There it is on the screen. I can hit the play button.
UK government, the single most important
Reads it
action
back.
you can take is to stay at home in order to protect the NHS and save lives.
Now that is pretty good. Not one mistake on there. Okay, perfect. So it's read that back. There's the document to prove. So I could magnify. If I want to magnify, I can make it smaller. I can change color because we've got the color wheel. If I click on the A icon, there's the document. So that's what it scanned. Okay, so there's the document there. I can click play and it highlights it on the document as well. Okay, I can switch from the A's to the mountains. Now I've got split screen, so I've got OCR mode and I've got the document that's vertically. I can have it horizontally and I can go back. If I click on the notepad and click on plus, I could turn that over. So I got page 2, put page 2 under there, click on the camera icon, it will add page 2 to page 1 and so on. And then I could read them all back. If I click on the other icon, it will take a document from my computer and add it to it as well. Once I'm happy with that, I've read it back, click on the notepad, click on the export. I can now export it into Notepad, or if you've got Word or Google Docs or whatever on your device, you can put it straight into there. You can edit it, print it, attach it to an email, whatever you wish with it. Okay, so that's one part of Connect and View. Okay, and the other part is the whiteboard. So it'll connect to a whiteboard. Now you're gonna have to believe me here. Okay, that whiteboard is 5 miles away from where I'm sat. All right, so I'm sat at home and that whiteboard is running at Dolphin offices, so which is 5 miles away from my house. I've gone up to Scotland and done this, been in Glasgow and connected to the same whiteboard, which is what, 360 miles away. So there's no limit. So basically the student doesn't even need to be in the classroom is what I'm trying to get to. But that whiteboard is what every student is seeing in the classroom. Our VI student has got that on his tablet or device. And what our student can do is can magnify it, make it smaller. Okay. I can change color. We've got the color wheel on here. So you can change the color. It's going to go black in a second because it's going to refresh itself. So just to warn you, because on slide 20 of 20. I always put the target on green, the green target, because if you've got this magnified quite high and the teacher or the lecturer is moving around that screen, it will follow their pointer. Okay, so it's just gone. It'll come back in a second or two. The padlock, okay, once the document comes back up, or the whiteboard, I can click on the padlock, okay, that will now lock that screen. The rest of the class may move on to slide 2 of 20 or 3 of 20, but this has temporarily frozen that slide on the tablet so the student can make a few more notes or whatever they want to do. If I click on the padlock, okay, it will move on to 2 of 20. I was a bit quick. It will catch up where they're at. I can take a photograph of this slide, so then the student has got this for future reference or homework or whatever they need. And the monitor is to do the view mode. So now I've put in here, so I could actually be in Word. So I could have Word running at the same time. I could have the top half for the monitor, for the whiteboard, and I could make my notes live. Yeah. So, and I can change the view of that should I want to. Okay, and we'll go back to full screen. And basically the arrow hides the icons and pulls them back. So click and I'm back into my document. So it's basically on a keyboard, I'm pressing caps lock and the middle mouse wheel. That will cycle me through the camera, through the whiteboard and back onto my PC. So it's very easy to flick between the lot. Okay, so just to sort of wrap up, because I'm thinking of time here. So it is on a touch screen. It works on a touch screen, as you can see, and you can pinch. Do that with an iPad, no chance, not that clear. Make it smaller. 3-finger tap, okay, pulls up a control panel along the bottom. And in the control panel, I can click on the Dolphin and it'll pull up the SuperNova control panel, get help. The squares will change the color. This is magnification on off. Okay, this, then you got bigger or smaller, but everybody tends to pinch. The arrow is the read back. So wherever the cursor is, it'll read back from the cursor. The lips is the voice
Mouse pointers,
on off.
speech off.
Yeah. And then here we got a keyboard. Okay. You can come into the number pad and you can have a couple of different color options in there. All right. And that will automatically appear. The on-screen keyboard will automatically appear if you haven't got a keyboard attached to the device. I have got a keyboard, a Bluetooth keyboard attached to my tablet. So that's why it didn't automatically appear when you've got text, an edit area as we call it, so when you can type. So 3-finger tap will get rid of that control panel. 3-finger double tap, magnification off. 3-finger double tap, magnification on. Okay, so bit of a whirlwind tour there of SuperNova. Hopefully that was okay. I don't know if there's any questions or anything, but if there are, I'm here to answer them. And you can all contact me individually if you wish. And I don't know if I'm allowed to give out my email, but I can certainly give out my email. Should you want to? Okay, so my email is dave.salisbury@yourdolphin.com if you want to contact me. If you haven't got copies of SuperNova, you can go to the Dolphin website, which is yourdolphin.com, and you can download a free 30-day trial. It's a full working version, nothing taken out. So, and you can, and then if you have downloaded it and you want to play and you're struggling a little bit, we are doing lots of 30-minute Zoom sessions ourselves, and you can contact me and you can book one up and we can go through whatever you want to do, bit of training, bit of more session, or even if you've got a student or somebody that wants to see it, they can book one as well. So book more the merrier. Good. Makes me look busy.